Saturday evening in Atlanta was still hot as hell, even though it was late September. The single-story ranch house in Roswell, Georgia was lit up like a Christmas tree, the backyard glowing, the smell of grilled meat and garlic butter drifting all the way to the front porch. Today was my mom, Linda Sullivan's 55th birthday, and like every year, the whole family had gathered. 3-tier red velvet cake, gold and white balloons, Mom's favorite old country playlist blasting from the Bluetooth speaker on the outdoor dining table. I, Avery Sullivan, 29 years old, owner of a social media marketing agency in Atlanta, had just pulled my white Audi Q5 into the driveway at 7 p.m. after driving down from Midtown. I was wearing a white silk blouse and jeans, trying to look normal, even though my bag still held my laptop and a 6-figure contract I'd signed that afternoon. I had planned to announce some good news. Starting next month, I would gradually stop paying for everything. I hadn't found the right moment yet. My little sister Riley, 21, a junior at the University of Georgia, was sitting in the middle of the table, blonde hair in a high ponytail, wearing a red UGA Bulldogs crop top. She had just been chosen as head cheerleader for the upcoming season, so the entire party basically revolved around her. My older brother Logan, 31, assistant football coach at Roswell High, kept slapping her on the back, shouting, "That's my little sis." Mom was smiling so wide, the crow's feet around her eyes looked deeper than ever. And Dad, Mike Sullivan, 57, former pipe fitter who'd been out on disability for 12 years after a back injury, was on his 5th Bud Light, nodding proudly. I sat at the end of the table, quietly sparing another piece of brisket. I was used to nobody asking how my day had been. Then the electric bill came out. Dad ripped open the Georgia Power envelope, his eyes narrowed. $478? Last month it was $302. His voice started rising, the kind everyone in the neighborhood knew meant a storm was coming. Mom quickly waved her hands. "It's probably because we kept the AC too low, Mike. This summer was brutal." "Don't give me that AC bullshit." Dad slammed his beer can down, foam spilling everywhere. "She sits there making bank in Atlanta, and we're still paying sky-high electric bills in this house?" The arrow pointed straight at me. The whole table went dead silent. Riley stopped chewing her gum. Logan raised an eyebrow. I gently set my fork down. "I've been paying 80% of this house's electric bill for the last 4 years, Dad." Dad gave a sarcastic laugh, the dry, contemptuous kind. He shot up, the wooden chair scraping loud. "Oh, listen to her. The marketing queen has spoken. You think a few crumbs are enough to sit here judging this family, Avery?" I opened my mouth to say something, but Dad was already pointing straight in my face, in front of Mom, in front of Riley, in front of Logan, in front of the untouched birthday cake with all 55 candles still standing. "You sit there acting all quiet and superior, wearing your fancy city clothes. But let me tell you something, little girl. You've never given this family a single damn thing. All you do is take, 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 take. I'm ashamed to even call you my daughter." His voice echoed across the quiet backyard, so loud I could hear the crickets. Mom's mouth fell open, tears welling, but she didn't dare speak. Riley looked away, trying to hide a smirk. Logan took another sip of beer and stared at the table. I didn't cry. I didn't argue. I simply stood up, pushed my chair in, walked through the house, climbed the creaking wooden stairs, went into my old high school bedroom still decorated with faded Fall Out Boy posters, opened my laptop, logged into every bank account, fingers moving fast, no shaking. Click. Parents' mortgage, auto pay off. Click. Power and water, off. Click. Riley's UGA tuition and dorm, off. Click. Logan's truck insurance, off. Click. Mom's supplemental Kroger credit card, locked. 17 seconds total. I dragged the old suitcase from under the bed, threw in a few work outfits, my laptop, passport, and the little stuffed bear Mom had sewn for me in 6th grade, the only childhood thing I still owned. I didn't leave a note, didn't text, didn't say goodbye. 11:07 p.m. I walked out the back door, past the table where the food had gone cold. Dad was still yelling at Logan about kids these days having no gratitude. Mom sat crying into her hands. Riley was filming the ruined cake for her story. No one saw me leave. I put the suitcase in the trunk, slid behind the wheel. The Audi started with a whisper. I took one last look at the glowing ranch house, the place I grew up but never truly belonged to. Then I pressed the gas and left Dad's shouting echoing in the thick Georgia humidity. I didn't know then that in just 30 days, the world they thought was rock solid would collapse completely. But that night, for the first time in my life, I could breathe. I grew up in a house where every family photo followed the same formula. Logan in the center, broad shoulders, confident grin, football in hand. Riley in front, giant hair bow, sparkling blue eyes. Mom and Dad behind them, hands proudly on the shoulders of their two stars. Me? I was always on the edge of the frame, half cropped out or simply missing because I was inside washing everybody's uniforms. The Sullivan family was classic North Georgia suburbia. Baptist church every Sunday, an old Confederate flag still hanging in the garage. Dad swore it was just heritage, and the household motto, family over everything. Except that everything never seemed to include me. Dad, Mike Sullivan, used to be the best pipe fitter in Fulton County, 6'3", voice like a stadium roar, and the pride of his life was Logan, the son who looked exactly like him. Every Friday night in fall, the whole town of Roswell packed the stands at Roswell High to watch Sullivan, number 12, throw 50-yard bombs. Dad wore the same jersey number, screamed himself hoarse, then retold the plays at Lowe's all weekend like he'd scored the touchdowns himself. Riley arrived when I was 8, and from the very first second, she was the center of the universe. Mom held her and sobbed, "She's perfect, y'all." I stood beside them holding a handful of weeds I'd picked from the backyard. Nobody looked at me. Riley got carried, photographed, dressed head to toe in pink. I got handed a job. "Avery, watch your sister for Mama a minute, okay, honey?" I learned early there were two kinds of kids in our house, the kind that got worshipped and the kind nobody had to worry about. Logan and Riley were the first kind. I was the second, quiet, self-sufficient, designed to make the adults' lives easier. 5th grade, I wrote bus 141 at 6 a.m. because Logan had early practice and Mom and Dad had to drive him. I made breakfast out of frozen Eggos and one-day expired milk. 7th grade, I washed every stitch of laundry for the entire family in a machine that sounded like it was dying because Riley was allergic to cheap detergent. Mom's only line, "Avery can handle it, she's big now." At school, I was straight A, beta club, state science fair gold. When I brought the medal home, Dad nodded once. "Good, now go grab Logan some more Gatorade, he just got in." Mom said, "Don't brag too much, honey, it's not ladylike." Southern culture taught me girls should be seen and not heard, gentle, caretakers. I did all of it, but no one ever saw me. I was invisible in my own home. When I was 8, I asked Mom, "Why does everybody always praise Logan and Riley, but never me?" She smiled, stroked my hair. "Because you don't need praising, Avery. You're strong. You're the one Mom's proudest of, because you never make me worry." I thought it was a compliment. It took years to realize it was the sweetest way possible to say, "You don't matter." Logan tore his ACL sophomore year of college, lost the scholarship, dropped out, came home to coach for $38K a year. The whole family threw a welcome home barbecue. Riley got accepted to cheer at UGA, and Mom and Dad drove to Athens every weekend with giant "Go Riley" banners. I graduated summa cum laude in marketing, paid every dime of tuition myself, zero debt. No party, no banner, just Dad in the kitchen. "Now that you're making money, remember to help the family here." I nodded. Because I'd been raised that take care of your own was the holiest commandment in the South, and I obeyed it for years without ever once being asked, "Are you tired?" I was the middle child, the spare, The washing machine, the refrigerator, the silent ATM nobody ever thanked. Until Mom's birthday this year, when Dad screamed in front of everyone that I had never given this family anything, I finally understood. To them, I had never been family. I was just the tool. And that night, I turned the tool off. I left Roswell the day after high school graduation with 1 suitcase, 3 outfits, and $800 I'd saved babysitting 4 years. Dad's goodbye? Don't come crawling back for money. I nodded. I was already used to having no one to ask. The University of Georgia was only 70 miles away, but it felt like another planet. I got full Hope Zell Miller Scholarship because of my 1540 SAT and 4.0 GPA, but that only covered tuition, nothing else. So I worked 3 jobs. 5 a.m. shifts at the Tate Center Starbucks, smiling at half-asleep students who called me Avery. Friday and Saturday nights in a black dress, waitressing weddings at Athens farm venues, carrying heavy champagne trays for 200, 300 tips. Late nights in the 24-hour library doing graphic design gigs on Fiverr, nail salon logos, church banners, BBQ menus. Some nights I fell asleep at the desk and woke up with my face stuck to the Wacom. I never joined a sorority, never did spring break, never tailgated. Friends called me the photocopy girl because I only ever wore black serving clothes or brown Starbucks polo. Senior year, I slept in my 2006 Honda Civic 4 nights a week to save rent money. Georgia winters are bitter. I'd idle the engine for heat and sleep under a Mexican blanket from the flea market. Some mornings I chipped ice off the windshield. May 2018, I walked across the Sanford Stadium stage clutching my marketing degree. No family came. Dad texted, busy watching Logan win spring practice. I took a solo photo, forced smile, drove straight to Atlanta that afternoon. I sublet a corner of a living room in Old Fourth Ward for $650, an 8-meter square slice of floor. First job, social media coordinator at a BBQ chain, $36K salary. Worked 9 to 5, then freelanced till 3 a.m. 2020 pandemic hit, got laid off second week of March. Instead of panicking, I opened my MacBook and started Sullivan Social. Logo made in Canva overnight. Squarespace site, $12 a month. I started with the tiniest clients imaginable. Local donut shops needing Instagram posts, Baptist churches needing Sunday live streams, Alpharetta boutiques wanting Facebook ads. I charged embarrassingly low, $500 a month full service. Some months I ran ads for 28 clients at once, carpal tunnel flaring. 2021, TikTok exploded in the South. I was one of the first in Atlanta who knew how to use CapCut and trending sounds to sell brisket. One Pitmaster video dancing to Old Town Road hit 4 million views. Clients tripled. Moved from my bedroom to Midtown WeWork, then rented the entire 14th floor of an old Peachtree building. 2022, I slept on the office sofa 218 nights. Ate Crunchwrap Supremes almost daily because $5 and full all day. 2 a.m., eyes bloodshot, muttering, just one more client and we hit 7 figures. End of that year, the team was 8 strong. Revenue cleared 1.1. 2 million. I bought my first Audi Q5, paid off friends' leftover scholarship loans, and quietly added $1,200 a month to my parents' mortgage without a word. I thought money would change how they saw me. I was dead wrong. 2021 was the first year my bank account stayed 6 figures for longer than 3 months. I stared at the Chase app and still couldn't believe it was real. I thought, now I can finally breathe. Big mistake. July that year, Mom called at 10 p.m., voice trembling the classic Southern way right before asking for something. Honey, I hate to bother you, but your daddy just got a letter from the bank. RAM rate skyrocketed. Payment jumped to almost $2,800. He's fit to be tied, talking about selling the house. I was quiet 3 seconds. How much to keep the house? Whisper, about $1,200 a month would do it. I transferred that night, set autopay, said nothing else. Mom sent a heart emoji and, you're such a blessing, honey. We're so proud of you. 2 weeks later, Riley got into UGA. Backyard barbecue celebration. She jumped around like she'd won the lottery. Dad hugged her, eyes shining. That's my dog. That night, Mom pulled me aside in the kitchen. She didn't get cheer scholarship yet. Tuition almost $15K a year, plus dorm, meal plan, sorority fees. I know you're busy, but... I nodded, added $2,100 a month to autopay, plus $8,000 for a pearl white Jeep Wrangler, so she's safe. Riley hugged me, kissed my cheek, best big sis ever, then immediately went back to filming stories. Logan was last. Middle of the night text with a 3D gym render. Good idea or what? Performance center for high school kids. Just need $45K for equipment. Gonna call it Sullivan's Speed and Strength. How much you got? $4,000. But you'll co-sign, right? Bank wants good credit. I co-signed the $41,000 loan at 7.9%. Sent another $15K so he could buy everything cash. Logan FaceTimed, thumbs up. You're a legend. Sullivan family forever. After that, it became routine. Riley's spring break Cabo with sorority sisters, $3,800, sent. Dad 85-inch OLED for SEC season, $4,200, sent. Mom, just a little help for new patio cover, $6,800, sent. Logan 6 months advance salary for new trainer, $26K, sent. I never once heard, thank you so much, only, we're so proud, right before the next ask. I started a private Red Excel. 2021, $84,600. 2022, $127,000. 2023, half year, $79,000. Almost $300K in under 3 years. I still lived in a 1-bedroom midtown apartment, drove a used car, ate Chipotle. Meanwhile, Riley posted bikini pics from Cancun, Logan flexed the new gym on Instagram, parents cruised the Caribbean, thanks to savings. One weekend I came home and saw Riley in a brand new Michael Kors bag, Dad in a $5,000 zero-gravity massage chair, Mom showing off Pottery Barn sheets. Nobody asked how I was. I stood in the kitchen doorway watching them laugh in front of the 85-inch TV I bought and felt something ice-cold crawl up my spine. It wasn't pride. It was the realization I had become majority shareholder in a family corporation that paid no dividends, gave me no board seat, and didn't even list me as an employee. I was just the nameless donor, and they were now so used to money falling from the sky, they thought it was weather. Until Mom's birthday, when Dad screamed in front of everyone, I had never given this family anything, I finally understood. To them, those $300,000 weren't gifts. They were dues. Money I owed simply for being born into the house. And dues, by their definition, never stop. By 2023, money was no longer helping. It had become the air they breathed without ever wondering where the oxygen came from. February, Dad sent a Best Buy screenshot. 85-inch Samsung QLED, $4,199. Need to watch SEC Championship proper. 65 inches is blind. Order it shipped here. I replied, Dad, I'm all in on a new campaign this month, tight. Can we do next month? Typing bubbles appeared, vanished. 10 minutes later, full blast phone call. Next month what? You making millions and 4K is too much for your old man? I raised you. I sent the money same day. TV arrived. Dad posted on Facebook. Big game, big screen. God is good. March, Riley FaceTime from dorm, hair wet, eyes red. Everybody booked a villa in Cabo for spring break. If I don't go, I'm out of top tier. Only $3,800, I'll pay you back. You still owe last month's 2K credit card, right? 2-second silence, then hysterical crying. You're so mean. You're rich and you want me embarrassed in front of my sisters? Mom jumped on the call. Let her have fun, honey. Youth is once. I sent $3,800. Riley blew a kiss. Love you, sis. You're the best. And hung up to pack bikinis. May, Logan called 1 a.m. Just signed a former Georgia Tech linebacker, $52K salary. I'm short the first 6 months. Bank won't lend more. Credit low. Spot me? Bro, the gym's already down 28K in 9 months. I'm worried. He cut me off. What, you don't trust your own brother? Sent 26K. Logan sent flexing bicep sticker. And on and on. Riley, $1,800 highlight and nails for formal. Dad, $900 season tickets with drinking buddies. Mom, $6,200 new patio cover. Rain was soaking the outdoor couch. Logan, $8,500 extra squat rack. Kids keep coming. I started saying no. First no was August 2023. Riley texted, book Coachella for me, please. Only $1,200. I want to go with my sisters. I wrote back, Riley, I need cash this quarter for taxes. Can you figure it out? Family group chat detonated. Riley, wow, rich and famous now, huh? Doesn't care about little sis. Logan, kid just wants to have fun and you're stingy. Changed. Dad, knew it. Money changes people. Forgot your roots. Mom, 3 long paragraphs plus a photo of a Bible verse on the wall. Family takes care of family. That's how we were raised. I'm not forcing you, but I'm heartbroken, Avery. I thought you understood family values more than anyone. I sat in my dark office 2 a.m. staring at hundreds of notifications, feeling the whole world crushing my chest. I sent the $1,200 for Coachella. Riley posted ticket pic. Big sis always comes through. But this time I didn't feel relief. I felt fear. I started noticing the patterns. Mom only called me honey when the ask was coming. Dad only said proud of you when attaching a receipt. Riley only tagged me when she wanted to flex, my sister paid. Logan only invited me to open house when he needed photos for ads. I tried one straight talk, called Mom privately. Mom, I've sent almost $400K in 3 years. I need to breathe too. 5-second silence, then sigh. That hurts me so much, Avery. We raised you. Now you have means and helping a little is too much? In the South, family comes first. I hung up, opened the red Excel, hit $412,600. Ice-cold realization. To them, I was no longer daughter, no longer sister. I was contingency fund, full coverage insurance, a walking talking ATM that said yes ma'am and transferred in 30 seconds flat. And if the ATM ever said insufficient funds, it deserved to be smashed. Mom's birthday night when Dad screamed I had never given this family anything, I wasn't shocked anymore. I just felt light because they had finally told the truth. Saturday night, September 23rd, 2023. I drove from Midtown to Roswell clutching a freshly signed $180K annual contract, determined to lay it out once and for all. Starting October, I would keep only basic mortgage. Everything else, they handle themselves. I had mental PowerPoint slides ready, gentle but firm. Even bought a $120 bottle of Camus to soften the blow. House was blazing with light, smell of grilled steak and red velvet cake everywhere, gold and white balloons, wagon wheel blasting. Mom in a floral dress, radiant. Riley filming TikToks with sorority sisters who'd driven up in the Jeep. Logan holding court in the corner with old teammates. I barely stepped inside before Mom hugged me tight. You're here. I've missed you so much. The line she only used when I came home. Party flowed fine until cake cutting. Dad was on Bud Light number 7, face tomato red. He tore open the Georgia power bill at the table. $478, he roared, drowning the music. Last month, 302. Who the hell kept the thermostat at 68 all summer? We burning money. Mom tried. Mike, calm down. It's my birthday. Dad flung the envelope, papers flying. His eyes scanned the table, locked on me eating the last bite of cake. And you, finger in my face, spit flying, sitting there like some queen in your city clothes, German car. You make all that money and Mom and Dad pay crazy electric? I set fork down soft. Dad, I've paid 82% of the electric for 4 years. Last month, I sent extra $1,400 for the rate hike. He sneered, stood so fast the chair crashed backward. Don't you dare give me that crap. Voice shaking the whole backyard, dogs barking 2 streets over. You sit there all quiet like you're better than us. But let me tell you something, Avery Sullivan. You've never given this family a single damn thing. Not one. All you do is take and take and take. I'm ashamed to even call you my daughter. Silence. Just the country song looping Rock Me Mama like a wagon wheel. Mom mouth open, tears, silent. Logan stared at the table, sipping beer. Riley hid a smirk. Then, loud enough for everyone, "Yeah, you act like you're better than us now. Newsflash, sis, you're not." I didn't cry, didn't defend. I simply stood, pushed my chair in, stepped over cake wreckage, walked inside, up the creaky stairs, into the old room, opened MacBook. 17 banking tabs. Fingers flew. Click. Mortgage autopay, off. Click. Power, off. Click. Riley tuition and housing, off. Click. Riley Amex, locked. Click. Logan truck and gym loan, off. Mom's card, limit $500. 21 seconds. I pulled the Samsonite from under the bed, packed 5 work outfits, MacBook, passport, the little bear Mom sewed in 6th grade, only childhood relic left. No note, no text, no explanation. 11:11 p.m. I walked out the back door. Dad still yelling at Logan about ungrateful kids. Mom sobbing into her hands. Riley filming the destroyed cake. Family drama, lull. No one saw me go. I put the suitcase in the trunk, slid behind the wheel. Audi purred to life. One last look at the lit-up ranch house I grew up in but never belonged to. Then I drove off, Dad's screams fading into humid Georgia night. First time in my life I wasn't scared of disappointing someone. Only one clear, cold certainty. Time they paid for the life they thought was free. I booked a 28th floor studio Airbnb on Peachtree, straight view of Fox Theater and glowing skyline. $3,800 a month, first time I ever paid rent for myself without guilt. Changed my main phone number the next morning, kept only work email and an old Google Voice for bank OTPs. Blocked every family member on everything. No announcement, no goodbye. First day, 0 messages. I figured they were still arguing in the backyard. Day 3, first text from unknown number. Obviously Riley, borrowing a friend's phone. WTF, Avery, tuition flagged past due, dropped 2 classes already, call me. No reply. Day 5, Mom email subject. Mom is so worried. You okay? Why won't you answer phone? Riley stressed bad about school. Call when you can. We love you. Left on read. Week 1 ended with 47 voicemails from Dad I didn't need to hear to know the script. Cursing, threats, fake heart pain. Deleted all. Day 8, Riley dropped from every fall class for $9,400 unpaid. She created new group chat. Where is Avery? Riley, you got me dropped from school, about to go probation. Pay now. Logan, what the hell are you doing, Avery? Can't pay staff at gym? Dad, piece of shit. You trying to kill your parents? Mom, everyone calm down. She's probably busy. Baby, when you see this, call Mom, okay? I muted the chat. Day 11, Wells Fargo paper letter arrived at parents' house. 90 days delinquent, $11,600 due in 30 days or acceleration. Mom photographed it, sent 2:14 a.m. Baby Bank sent this. Mom doesn't understand. Can you look? Day 14, Bank started calling Logan for remaining $38,400 gym loan. Since I co-signed, they tried my dead number. His credit plunged 678 to 519 overnight. Posted black square Instagram, when family turns their back on you. Day 16, UGA final email. Riley administratively withdrawn. She live-streamed cried on private story, still tagged me. My own sister ruined my college career. Day 18, group chat, past 400 messages. I scrolled once like watching strangers. Dad, whore, I'll find you. Riley, I hate you forever. You destroyed my life. Logan, sue me. I'll go to press how you treat family. Mom, 47 separate messages, sweet to guilt to begging. Daddy hasn't slept, blood pressure sky high. Day 20, UGA email, still authorized payer. Balance $18,917.42. Same day, Wells Fargo, foreclosure proceedings initiated, auction pending. Day 25, Logan fired 2 trainers. Gym open 3 days a week. Emailed my work address, only remaining channel. You want me lose everything, Avery? I gave up football career for this family. Day 27, Mom sent photo dad in recliner clutching chest. Daddy in ER last night, chest pain. Doctors say stress, please call. I checked records, still emergency contact. Anxiety attack, discharged after 4 hours. Day 29, Riley public TikTok 3M views, sobbing in empty dorm. When your own sister cuts you off and ruins your college dreams. Hashtag toxic family. Cropped my LinkedIn headshot. Day 30. I sat on the Airbnb balcony, $9 Pinot Grigio, watching Peachtree lights twinkle. Burner phone I used for monitoring buzzed 127 missed calls, 892 new texts. Didn't open a single one. Only sent 1 work email to the whole family. Y'all are on your own now. Good luck. Shut laptop, kept working on new 240K client campaign. 28 miles north, the house that used to glow every Saturday night sat dark, power bill unpaid. And for the first time in 29 years, I slept without nightmares. Day 32, Tuesday, 9:47 a.m. I was in the glass conference room, 14th floor, WeWork Midtown, prepping a pitch for Georgia's biggest BBQ chain when the desk phone rang. Front desk. Miss Sullivan, 4 family members in lobby. They say they're your relatives and they're loud. Security trying to calm. I exhaled long. Send them to 14. I'll meet in the atrium. 1 minute later, elevator doors burst open. Dad first, shirt wrinkled, eyes bloodshot from no sleep or whiskey or both. Mom clinging to his arm, eyes swollen, crumpled tissue. Riley in UGA hoodie, messy ponytail, no makeup, first time in years. Logan last, 6'3" muscle stretching shirt, face ready for a fight. They charged into the open workspace, 50 heads swiveled. Logan gym loans, equipment, salaries, $98,500. TVs, tickets, cruises, patio covers, the rest. Flipped pages slow. This is money I earned sleeping 4 hours, eating Taco Bell 400 nights, working while y'all slept. These weren't gifts. They were invoices I paid thinking family was everything. Turns out I was wrong. Dad roared, "You act like I stole from you." No, Dad, you just got used to free. Riley lunged for the booklet. You're lying. You're rich and counting pennies to blood. I sidestepped, handed booklet to coworker. She held it mouth open. Logan, cosigner means legal duty. I'm getting a lawyer. I smiled first time that day. Go ahead. Fun fact, cosign contract lets me refuse if borrower can't prove repayment ability. You're 9 months negative. His lawyer will laugh. Mom collapsed to glass floor sobbing. Avery, you're not my daughter anymore. That stopped me, 2 seconds. Then, soft, cold. You're right, Mom. I'm not daughter anymore. I'm the unpaid employee you just fired after 6 years. Turn to all 4. I didn't leave the family. I left the job, and I'm not taking it back. Hit internal security button. 2 huge guards appeared in 15 seconds. One polite but firm. Folks, this is private office space. Leave now or APD gets called. Dad started another sentence. Logan pulled him back. Riley still crying. Mom helped up. Escorted to elevator under stairs of entire floor 14. Doors closed. I walked back, opened final slide, smiled at gaping clients. Sorry for the family drama, y'all. Now, where were we? Page 47, projected Q4 ROI 380%. Signed 240K deal before lunch. That night, driving home, I permanently deleted the family group chat from the burner phone. 2 months after I walked out of Roswell, everything collapsed exactly as predicted. Fast, clean, irreversible. November 18, 58 days after Mom's birthday, automated email from Fulton County. House sold at foreclosure auction to Florida Investor LLC for $378K. Parents had 10 days to vacate the only home I'd ever known. They moved into the basement of Trevor, Logan's high school buddy, now married with kids, 3-bedroom in Alpharetta. Trevor gave them the rec room with old treadmills and football memorabilia. Photo Mom posted, I still follow ghost account. Dad on folding couch clutching back, face gaunt. Caption, new chapter, God has a plan. Same week, Riley officially withdrew 1 semester. UGA final notice, $21,104.17 unpaid. Moved back to Alpharetta, started part-time nail tech at Vietnamese salon near North Point Mall. First Instagram story after silence, acrylic dusted hands. Caption, learning to stand on my own 2 feet now. 47 likes, mostly ex-sorority sisters who unfollowed. Logan lost assistant coach contract at Roswell High, credit 508, bank demanding remaining $36,200 gym loan. Gym closed after 11 months. Sullivan speed and strength sign taken down, equipment liquidated in Marietta for 40 cents on a dollar. Logan long Facebook post. Life threw a curveball, but I'll be back stronger. 23 likes, 8 pity comments. I didn't gloat, didn't feel victory, just relief. Relief like dropping a $487K backpack I'd carried alone 6 years. I still watched from distance, public posts and leftover auto emails. Mom posting, looking for part-time cashier Publix. Dad sold 2019 F-150 to pay cards, now drives Trevor's old 2004 Tacoma. Riley chopped hair chin length, chestnut brown, cheaper than blonde, black nail tech uniform pick, hustle era. Logan door dashing nights, dashcam selfie, grinding, no excuses. They stopped mentioning my name online like I never existed. One Friday afternoon driving to clients, I passed North Point. Saw Riley outside salon in black smock sucking Kinch vape, staring nowhere. Skinnier, no Valencia filter could hide it. I stopped at curb, watched maybe 30 seconds. She never saw me. I drove on. No schadenfreude, just quiet sadness, the kind you feel watching a wreck you warned about years ago. That night, back in my new old 4th Ward loft, $60 bottle wine, old country playlist Mom used to love, sat on balcony watching Beltline runners and dogs. I think I'm officially done feeling guilty. That's not the finish line. That's the starting line. I smiled, shut phone, hugged Cash, my 6-month-old golden I picked up week earlier, and for the first time felt the place I paid for was actually home. They lost house, school, jobs, the American dream they thought permanent. I found myself, and that was everything I needed. 3 months after I left them in that WeWork hallway, I signed papers on a 1,400 square foot loft in Old 4th Ward, hottest part of the city. Top floor, floor-to-ceiling windows, direct Beltline and east side skyline view. First time in my life, I picked paint colors, soft slate, picked furniture, Italian leather, picked the scent in my house, sandalwood and bergamot, without wondering who else might approve. Move-in day, I went to Atlanta Humane Society and brought home an 8-month-old golden coat, floppy ears, huge brown eyes. Shelter asked to name. I looked at him and said Cash, because from now on, every dollar I earn is mine and his. Cash slept against my bed that first night, breathing steady, paws twitching like he was chasing rabbits. I listened to that breathing and slept better than I had in a decade. Work exploded. Sullivan Social opened Nashville office December. I fly up twice a month, 6th floor brick loft in Germantown, added 12 people. 2024 revenue projected 4.2 M. Invited keynotes social media marketing world San Diego, Southeastern Digital in Charleston, even Gary V podcast. Favorite talk title, How I Fired My Own Family and 10x'd My Business. Every stage I wore white blazer, red heels, hair high bun. 487K, Mom's birthday, Dad's words, color XL. Crowd gasped, then roared when I dropped the line. Boundaries aren't selfish, they're oxygen. Wednesday, 4 p.m., clockwork therapy with Dr. Patel. Tiny Indian woman sharp as a scalpel. First session, when do you feel guiltiest? Me instant when I say no. She grinned. Good. We're gonna practice no until it sounds more like I love you than I'm trash. Every week new phrases. That doesn't work for me. I'm not available. My capacity is full. I practiced in mirror, to cash, then to real clients, friends, staff. First time told a legacy client no to 40% discount, my hands shook sweat bullets. But I said it. World didn't end. Mom sent one single work email after showdown. Merry Christmas, honey. We miss you. I replied one line. Thank you. Wishing y'all peace. Archived. No more blocking. No more opening. Door closed. No need to deadbolt. My new life smells like morning chemics, sounds like Cash's nails clicking on hardwood, looks like 5-mile sunset runs along the Beltline, feels like friends who ask, "How are you?" and wait for the real answer. Some nights I stand on the balcony, wine glass in hand, Cash at my feet, breeze cool, city lights blinking on one by one. I finally believe something I never dared before. I deserve this life. Not because I paid $487K, because I stopped paying. And for the first time, I'm truly rich, not in dollars, but in peace. Christmas Eve 2024, rare Atlanta freeze, 28 degrees. I'm on the loft balcony, eggnog spiked with Woodinville bourbon, Cash curled at my feet, golden fur glowing under string lights I hung myself last week. Below, the Beltline glitters like a river of light. People walking dogs, laughing, snapping pics under the giant tree upon City Market. Phone buzzes on the table. Unknown 706 area code, Athens Roswell. Message from Riley. Hey, it's Riley, using friend phone. I know you might not want to hear from me, but I have to say it. I'm sorry. I was completely wrong. I took everything you did for granted. I was selfish, mean, never said thank you. I'm back taking spring classes at community college, working nails full-time to pay tuition. It's hard, but I'm learning to stand. You don't have to reply. Just needed you to know I finally get it. Merry Christmas. I read it 3 times. Thumb hovered long, then typed short. I'm glad you're learning to stand on your own. Take care, Riley. Sent. Phone off, set down. Cold wind, Cash looks up, tail thump. I scratch his ears, whisper, "We're good, buddy." Down there, Atlanta glows. Bank of America Tower flashing red, green, purple, gold, like the city itself is breathing. I breathe deep, frost air, clean, sharp lungs. 1 year ago, I was a walking ATM, carrying the Sullivan name like life sentence. Tonight, I stand in a home I own, beside a dog I chose, company I built, heart finally mine to keep. They said I never gave the family anything. Turns out the greatest gift I gave them was letting go so they could finally feel the weight of their own lives. And the greatest gift I gave myself? Walking away before I vanished completely. I raise the eggnog to the night sky. Merry Christmas, Avery, I say clear into the cold. Cash gives one small bark, agreement. Down there, Atlanta keeps shining. Up here, I am free. And for the first time in my life, I am certain I will never go back.